When you're listening to something which is not your specialty, very quickly you disconnect and it looks like, oh yeah, again. And I was really thinking, like, what could we do to get them actually pop and get the students interested? And that's when I started to think about using cartoon. In a previous life, when I was working as a designer, then creative director, using design to attract people, and that's the whole goal of like publicity marketing, is to find ways actually to attract the people. I was thinking, what about we use something similar for teaching? Instead of like presenting them the content that we're used to as academic because we love what we're doing, what about we talk to the students and try to do something that appeal to them? I think students like it because some of them told me that they would like to see more. What they don't know is that usually lecture takes maybe 3-4 hours to a day to prepare. Preparing just for one lecture, the cartoon will take about a week. So I try to produce as many as I can, but right now it's more or less used in a specific context, when there is something which is difficult to fathom or to understand, or when there is a concept I really want them to just like get it, click on it, then I use the cartoon. Some of the things would be like around climate change, difficult issues about ethics, about the usage of water in Canterbury. Who should be using it? Do we use it too much? When? And there are so many elements at the back of that it's easier to sometimes even make it a bit sarcastic and use this cartoon to make it a bit more fun as well. I strongly believe actually in having the students owning the learning process. It's not about teaching, it's about learning really. So the students have those cartoons that are not complete. When I say not complete, it's because there are questions in it. There are elements that they need to answer, they need to interact with inside the cartoon. So instead of telling them just a story, I want them to really make the story their own. Students look at it, oh yeah, he's a slacker. He's just doing cartoon and it's not serious. And it's like, no, like those pedagogical tools actually are very useful because it talks to different way and different areas of your brain. So you might be actually remembering that way better. And some of the example I use is like when you watch a show on TV, when you have been watching stuff on the internet that interested you, you're going to remember it. I can talk to you for 1 hour in the class and you will remember maybe 5 minutes or nothing. So those actually are tools that are useful. And students were a bit, were questioning actually in those approach at some point. In the class it's paper-based, so that's, when we have a large class, that's a good thing about it as well. Instead of having them sitting down and waiting, even if they're 40 or 50, if they have in front of them something they can interact with, so while we speak and have this dialogue, they can also interact with the material directly. So that's the paper-based. But otherwise, we have also PDF online. And what I'm getting into now is to, for those boxes where they have to answer questions, for instance, is to have this interactive online at the same time. So they could be reading this on their cell phone, for instance, or when they're in the bus or anywhere. That's the main goal, is to try to bring the university outside the classroom and make it interactive at those points. And if I give them 500 pages text, nobody's going to open his cell phone and start reading slowly. If you give them a few cartoons with a few activities around this, the chance that they engage are much higher.